All right, so our first example of efficient frontier is that we want a solution that will give us an minimum expected revenue of 14,000 with no more than 7% probability. So we are we are ready to accept a 7% risk that the expected revenue will be as low as 14,000, and we will be setting this up with efficient frontier approach with a constraint. And then as at risk tries to figure out the answer, you can use the risk optimizer watcher to see the efficient frontier developing. So let's head on over to Excel. Okay, so I'm going to save this. Okay, I'm going to use save as. All right, and I will save this as 6.1. All right. Okay. So now let's the efficient frontier that we're going to work on now. Okay, let's save that as 6.2. Okay, so this is the second file. So second file will get rid of these, delete those. Okay. All right. So now let's model definition. Okay, so we select efficient frontier. Okay, and we're going to have the same 605 trials. Okay, so we're going to add a constraint. So here we're going to say we want F6 to be greater than or equal to 14,000. All right. All right. So now let's say simulation statistic, and here we're going to select efficient frontier, and then we say, all right, we want percentile of X. Okay, and we want percentile of X to be 7%. Okay. Now the list constraint value, okay, so you can have a table on range, or we can give a minimum and maximum value. We wanted 14,000, so let's say 14,050 will give a very small range, and say 5 values between those. Okay. All right. So now you have a summary of the constraint that we have set up. We want risk percentile. At the 7th percentile, we want F6 to be greater than or equal to one of these numbers. Okay, 14,000, 14,000, 12.50, up to 14,050. Okay. All right. So those are the parameters. Okay. So we'll click OK, and we'll make sure that that's enabled and that's set to 1. And I've tried it few times, and sometimes I don't really get the same results for a particular fixed seed. There may be more places where we have to set fixed seed. I'm not sure, but it's okay if you don't get the exact same answer, as long as it is close, and that's good. Okay, so now let's go and start optimize. Okay, now once it starts the trials, so you can click this magnifying glass, then you will see the progress of the constraining values of the efficient frontier. So here are the target values that we set for the 7th percentile. Okay, and See, efficient frontier is developing. Okay. Now if you click this back again, you'll go back to the progress indicator. So click that again and you get the optimizer watcher. So all of these are at the 7th percentile. Well, we set the trials to 605. That's why it stopped. Maybe too soon, because for there are 5 different target values that we gave. Each of them will have 605 trials. Okay, let's put these in the active workbook. So okay, so here are the trials, and this is the summary. Okay, so we have at the 7th percentile, we get these amounts as the expected revenue. Okay, let me find. Okay, and these are the trials at which we got these answers, and here are the parameters for the decision variable. So they all have 300 for business class, except for one where we have 305, and then these are the fares for Q class, and here are the number of seats to set aside for Y class. If you look at the logs, okay, okay, so this is the one I wanted to show. So here it tries all the, so 605. In each trial, it it gives you the 7th percentile value, and if it is less than 14,000, it's marked in one color. If it is one of the values that we have specified, then that is highlighted. Okay, so we have all of these. By going through this, we can filter out the ones that we are interested in. Okay, which we get here, and this is the efficient frontier. These are the solutions that give us acceptable levels of the two variables on which, or two outcomes that we are trying to trade off: the 7th percentile risk and the return at 7th percentile.